Well, good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful morning. Great way to kick off our summer. I thought I'd wait till the bell at Benedictine rang before we got going, and it has rung, and the 9 o'clock hour is here. We want to thank you all for being here in this wonderful place, the Ubuntu Gathering Place here on Shaker Boulevard and East 103rd. We are looking right over East End neighborhood house, and we are in a space that we hope kids will be in for the rest of the summer enjoying. That's what we're here to talk about today with our mayors and our nonprofit leaders and our partners all throughout Cuyahoga County, is a Safe Cuyahoga County 2024. So thank you all for being here. I'm Chris Ronayne, I'm your Cuyahoga County executive, and in a minute I'm going to introduce a lineup of speakers. But let's give our crowd a round of applause because it's great to have community partners here and those who are going to speak. In a few minutes, I'll be introducing Mayor Annette Blackwell of Maple Heights, Mayor Megan George of Lakewood, and then they'll be introducing each other. Sonia Pryor-Jones, Chief of Youth and Family Success for the City of Cleveland, Jacqueline Fletcher, Director of Department of Children and Family Services, Achiniz Vanessa Herron, President and CEO of East End Neighborhood House, Nancy Mendez, President and CEO, Starting Point, Rick Oliver, Director of Crisis Services, Frontline Services, and Sharon Sobel-Jordan, President and CEO of the United Way of Greater Cleveland. We're all partners in this together to create safe space for our youth. And I want to thank the many partners that are out here today that do the same thing every day with us. Summer can be challenging times for families with children and teens, especially for at-risk youth. Cuyahoga County, in partnership with community organizations, is committed to supporting families by offering a variety of programs to help them stay safe and have fun during these summer months. That's what summer's all about. On the way over here, I was talking to somebody who used to play football here at East End in the summers, used the house very much as a kid, and that's what it's all about. We're here to support safe neighborhoods, and as the sun now comes out and shines on us, we're going to have a great program today. The county will join all of our partner agencies with us today to highlight a variety of initiatives and efforts. So without further ado, I want to introduce a great mayor in the city of Maple Heights. Together, she with another great mayor in the city of Lakewood represent about 80,000 people between the two communities, and that's Mayor Annette Blackwell of Maple Heights and Mayor Megan George of Lakewood. First, let me introduce to you, with a lot of things going on in our community, Mayor Annette Blackwell, Mayor of Maple Heights. Mayor.
Good morning. I'm so happy to be here. I did not grow up in Maple Heights. I grew up in the Glenville area. But when I got married, I lived on 126 on Buckeye. So I know this neighborhood very, very well. And I do want to, and I'm going to ask you to stand if you would stand. Brandon Beck, he is a new hire in the city of Maple Heights. He's my program manager. Thank you, Brandon, for being here with me. He's responsible for a lot of things that's happening in Maple Heights. But here's the story about Brandon. He's a Mustang. He played football with my son. And he is back and doing a lot of great things in Maple Heights. But it's so good to be here. I am marveling at the transformation on this corner, Shaker Boulevard. There was a Saab dealership somewhere around here, if I remember correctly. But it's good to be here. But I want to talk a little bit about Maple Heights before I take my seat and why this program and being here today means so much to me and Brandon Beck, my program manager. What's important to me is to be able to bring affordable and free where I can youth enrichment and organized programming to the city of Maple Heights. Our city has about a 22% poverty rate. I want to remove the barriers. I don't want a child in Maple Heights not to be able to participate in the programming because they can't afford it. So that's one thing Brandon and I do. We try to make sure that we have sponsors and partners. And today, there's a lot of partners here that we will be reaching out to see what's available because our kids go back and forth from Maple Heights to these neighborhoods. They're staying with extended families. So what's here? We want a comprehensive programming for our children, making sure it's free and affordable and accessible to all. We understand, I'm also the safety director, as many mayors are, that there's an increase in juvenile delinquency. I get a report from my police department every morning at 8 o'clock about the number of calls. We're averaging about 90 calls a day. Unfortunately, a lot of them involve our juvenile, and we know that there's an increase in delinquency, not so much in them doing bad things, but probably not making the best choices during summer because there's idle time. Now, I am from Selma, Alabama, so I grew up with idle time is a devil's workshop. How many of you remember that? So, knowing that coming from the South, I want to I want to get in front of the devil and make sure we're filling that time with some really value added things. Um, we have experienced the school year, and after the school year, we get a lot of bullying. We know that's an issue in many communities, not just Maple Heights, and sometimes they escalate to fights. We want to turn that kind of energy into something positive so they have a memorable summer, an engaging summer, and an enriched summer. And so we have been, this is my third term and my ninth year, and I've been working very hard to create and find ways to bring year-round youth engagement to the young men and women of Maple Heights. And so I just want to talk about little things that we're doing before I take my seat. So we're very pleased with the addition of Brandon, and thank you again, Brandon, so much for what you've done. And he's just been with me for like 4 months. But so we sat down and said, what can we do for our children that we haven't done? What can we bring differently to engage and keep all of them engaged for the entire summer? They have a short attention span, so we've got to be clear on what appeals to them and what they want to do. So we have brought free basketball clinics to the children. I was at the Maple Heights High School. Maple Heights schools have partnered with us, 3 volunteers, and I think Brandon said one of them is a Cavaliers coach that came to help out, and I was there as they were getting really low with the ball, the little ones, doing their drills. So 2 days of basketball drill camps so they can eventually become Mustang basketball players. A tackle football team, I stopped by Friday night. It's at the Barack Obama Elementary campus right on Dunham Road as it meets Turney Road. A lot of children are there. We've got a former Maple Heights football player who had not made the NFL but ended up walking on but came back and is now running that camp with 3 former Mustangs working with their children on the tackle football team. We're hoping to expand. Brandon shared it with me on the way here. We're going to start our cheerleading tryouts are beginning next week. We've got Hummingbirds, and that's with Jumpstart Sports, a company we've worked with for about 4 years. They're out of Hudson, and they bring soccer and I forget what the other thing is. Soccer and some summer camp activities. And then we have some former Maple Heights high schoolers who've come back and started the Maple Heights Boys League. Maple Heights was known for its many softball teams. And they've got sponsors from the Cavs and all of the local businesses. And so we have the Summer Boys League. Additionally, as I conclude my remarks, the one thing I was challenged with when I became mayor in 2016 was that we were in fiscal emergency. The pool closed. What's the first thing you do is you cut back on recreation and you only address the necessary research. So my pool's been closed for a long time, for 9 years. Capital budget doesn't see that as a priority, but I was able to get money for the spray grounds, which also was a huge renovation to Stafford Park, our largest park. So for 3 years, I've turned the spray grounds on, and they're free. We have engaged all of the churches and daycares, and we probably have 100 kids every day when it's not this cold getting wet at the spray grounds. Working with Governor DeWine and First Lady DeWine, we brought in the storybook trail. And that is we actually have a book through a trail in Stafford Park. We work with the Maple Heights Library. They change the book out every quarter. And so you can walk with mom or dad or kids on their own and read the book as you do about 2 miles of the storybook trail. And that was just like and after the story walk that First Lady DeWine has made available. An imagination library is the core of that in so many communities like Maple Heights. We also put in Executive Ronayne's wife, Natalie Ronayne, is with the Metro Parks, and so I work with the Metro Parks and Brian Zimmerman to really model the recreational, the fitness trail workout stations they have in the Metro Parks. And so we've installed 15 workout stations along with the Story Walk Trail and Stafford Park in a forested area deep into the park. And so I don't do so great with the hanging and the jumping and the leg jumps and all of that, but my police and the football guys do work out there as well as many members. So we were intentional in putting the Story Walk Trail with the fitness stations. So while dad or mom are just using those trails to stay fit, those stations to stay fit, they can also bring some literacy and instill the joy of reading to their children. And then lastly, we partnered last week with the Cuyahoga County Library for summer lunches. It's at the library, and so we let our children and our youth know where lunch is. We know that food insecurity is difficult for children where poverty is over 20%, and we're a low to moderate income community. So we've tried to address all of that and all of the planning we've done for summer. Super happy to be here. Extremely excited to know that we've got more partners than I realize as we continue to expand that program and bring year-round engagement and enrichment for our children where it's free and affordable, removing all barriers to those kind of opportunities. Thank you so much. And again, thank you for having me.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor Blackwell, for all you do. We're trying to showcase what some of our communities are up to with kids and with their adult mentors in the communities of Cuyahoga County. We have 59 communities of Cuyahoga County. So mayors talking to mayors, council members talking to council members with their rec directors. It's all about, in our nonprofits, obviously, it's all about connecting safe spaces for kids. The county and the cities put in regularly. The county puts in supplemental grants for parks like this. The city puts in CDBG grants to make spaces worthy for kids and uplifting. So, you know, the mayors are on the front line, as are the council members. I want to acknowledge that we're in the city of Cleveland today. Mayor Justin Bibb, obviously our mayor, and we are in Council President Blaine Griffin Ward, who is out of town today. Also, we are in Councilwoman Yvonne Conwell's district here as well. They're always partners working with our nonprofit partners on building safer communities. But it's mayors that are on the front line. And with that, in addition to Mayor Blackwell, I want to welcome from east to west our mayor of the city of Lakewood, and that's Megan George, to talk about what's happening here in the city of Lakewood. Mayor.
Well, good morning. It's an honor to be here today with this impressive group to talk about how we as a community can keep kids safe, especially in these beautiful but sometimes hectic and even stressful summer months. It's an all hands on deck effort, and it gives me hope to hear about everything you are all doing to meet this goal. At the City of Lakewood, we share this passion for this critical work. We see it as part of our DNA. For decades, the people of Lakewood have placed a priority on making sure that children's, families, and seniors at risk can access the help and the resources that they need. In 1973, through the vision of Mayor Robert Lawther and Kathy Lawther, Lakewood established what would become our Human Services Department, which includes our Division of Youth. Our team provides direct services to kids and families, not just in Lakewood, but also along all of Cuyahoga County's West Shore communities. That includes Bay Village, Fairview Park, Rocky River, Westlake, and the West Park neighborhood of the city of Cleveland. This work is funded through Cuyahoga County and our Community-Based Services Partnership, or CBS, with the Department of Children and Family Services. CBS provides our Division of Youth the resources needed to support at-risk children, families, and youth aging out of foster care. The work is focused on increasing the safety of our children and vulnerable adults and helping them achieve stability and permanence, enhancing their emotional, physical, and economic well-being, and promoting self-sufficiency through education, employment, and life skills training. In Lakewood, the epicenter of this work is the Cove Community Center, which opened in 2022 to unify all of the human services work at a single location and provide best-in-class spaces and services to those in need. There is a high demand for our work at Cove, where last year alone, an average of 150 community members came through the doors daily to participate in activities and our programming. At Cove, we've built on the success with youth and their families through our dedicated early childhood and family room and beautiful natural outdoor spaces for play and relaxation. It gives me a very hopeful feeling to stop by one of our programs like Toddler Tuesdays and see the wonderful work being done. We are fortunate in Lakewood to have such an incredible team working with youth and families led by our Human Services Director, Chad Berry, and including licensed social workers and resource specialists. The team provides comprehensive services ranging from assessment, case management and counseling, to advocacy, resource navigation, and crisis intervention. They keep in contact to maximize benefits, build family strengths, and address needs through customized service plans. We also have a youth diversion program for unruly and delinquent teens whose behavior make them good candidates for less court involvement. All of these programs, services, resources, and spaces are in high demand in the summer months as school is no longer in session and the needs spike. Our Division of Youth understands this dynamic and annually plans to address the increased demands for support. I also want to note our other community partners in Lakewood that play such a crucial role in youth and family efforts in the summer months. That includes our institutions like the Lakewood Library, our Lakewood Recreation Department, the Beck Center, and the Healthy Lakewood Foundation. There are many supporting efforts that act as multipliers for the impact of our primary work. But none of this work would be possible without the dedicated partnerships and support of Cuyahoga County, so I want to express our enthusiastic thanks for the resources that the county provides. The City of Lakewood is proud to be entrusted with this crucial work, along with the overarching team that is gathered here today. Let us all continue working together to keep our kids safe this summer. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor George. It's not lost on me that I'm surrounded by 100% women, talented leaders in our community. Thank you for all you do, and I'm humbled to work with you. And we want to encourage, obviously, parents and grandparents to be a part of this. Before I forget, I'd be remiss if I didn't say, in the context of Mayor George, my son plays in your baseball league. There's another parent out here, Paul Porter, whose son plays on the same team. And last night, we saw your son hit a home run, and the grandparents were there to see it too. So that's what it's all about, intergenerational fun for our kids with their parents having fun and grandparents. It is my honor now to introduce from the city of Cleveland a woman I've known a long time since she was a fellow in this town and was exploring all kinds of opportunities and found her path because she is committed to children, to youth, and to family success. That's Sonia Pryor Jones, Chief of Youth and Family Success for the city of Cleveland. Sonia.
Good morning, everyone. So thank you to our mayors, and thank you, County Executive Ronayne, who's also been committed to our young people for a very long time. The City of Cleveland appreciates your partnership and for bringing us all together to talk about the importance of providing services and programs for all of our residents, particularly our youth during the summer months. I bring you all greetings from the Honorable Mayor Justin Bibb, and I just want to, again, thank you for this platform for the City of Cleveland to also share some of the things we're doing to help make Northeast Ohio a high-quality living experience for all of our community members. The Bibb administration is committed to providing a better quality of life for all residents and increasing the delivery and quality of services. We've taken an all-of-government approach to public safety and violence prevention, which includes plenty of opportunities for the summer. For school-age children, we partner with a number of organizations for something that we're calling the Summer Soundtrack. And this is because we believe every child in our community should have something positive, engaging, and enjoyable to do for the summer. Through the Summer Soundtrack initiative, there are over 8,000 free opportunities for young people. These are opportunities they can find in their neighborhood schools, our neighborhood resource and recreation centers, and along with a lot of the nonprofit partners that regularly provide out-of-school time opportunities for young people across the city. We want to thank all of those partners, including the Cleveland Metropolitan School District, Cleveland Public Library, YOU, Cuyahoga County, Starting Point, and RTA for hosting all of these opportunities for young people. Again, we want young people to take advantage of opportunities to experience fun, explore, and build great high-quality relationships. So if you're a City of Cleveland resident and you want to take advantage of one of these summer opportunities for your children or your grandchildren or just a kid that you love down the street, please give us a call at City Hall. You can call us at 216-664-2241, and any of our staff members that pick up that line would be happy to help you schedule an opportunity for your children. We also want to continue to provide wraparound services for our City of Cleveland residents, and we do that for people of all ages. These services come through our social support services team that are located in our 22 recreation centers across the City of Cleveland and in our public libraries due to a partnership with Cleveland Public Library. The wraparound services are also extended to provide more in-depth support through a partnership that we actually have with Murtis Taylor. And so I see some of our friends from Murtis Taylor are here, and you probably received some of their literature today. Over the last 12 months, through that partnership, we've been able to support over 1,600 Cleveland residents with a wide variety of services: mental health and addiction support, housing support, as well as other supports in education and parent education. I also have to mention last night we launched the third season of Hoops After Dark. This is the mayor's reimagination of midnight basketball, a program that was very popular across the country in the 80s. This is our third year in that partnership with the Cleveland Cavaliers, where we support young men ages 18 to 26. They have something positive and engaging to do over the summer. They're building community. In addition to playing NBA-style basketball game with all of the trimmings like a championship game at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, they're also being supported by social workers, getting professional development and personal development, and we also make sure that we host a fantastic job fair for them. So if there's anybody out there who'd like to get involved in that, please give us a call. We'd love to have you. And then last but not least, I cannot look into this beautiful audience and not acknowledge our seniors, the backbone of our communities. We appreciate you. We honor you. And through our aging department, every summer we host a series of senior summer safety walks. It's an opportunity for our wise elders in the community to get out, to walk, to be in community with one another, and to learn about all of the services that are available to them. Those senior walks will begin on June 26th and go through August 28th. And any senior who'd like to register in advance for those, you can. And you can give us a call at 216-664-3225. The City of Cleveland really is taking a public health approach to violence prevention and public safety, and so it is all of these programs that we have and the kinds of programs that you heard from the other communities that are really going to help us get there. We look to be people-centered, to be collaborative, and to also focus on both prevention models as well as addressing crisis when they take place. So I'm hoping all of us together can have a great summer. Thank you for the time.
Thank you, Sonia, and all for all your work you do for the City of Cleveland. Obviously, we were encouraging you to follow up as well with each of these leaders who are here today. And we want to thank those, again, in the nonprofit sector. You're going to hear from some here in a minute that join our public agencies. I always say we have the best public-private nonprofit partnership in the land. So thank you, all of our partners that are with us. It's now my pleasure to introduce a person who is 24/7 on the clock always. She is, with her partners at Health and Human Services, the safety net. And I'd be remiss if I didn't also introduce David Merriman, Director of Health and Human Services, and Chris Murray, Assistant Director of Health and Human Services. Thank you, guys. And you have a great partner in Jackie Fletcher. Jacqueline Fletcher is the Director of the Department of Children and Family Services, and she serves thousands of families annually, their kids, often those who come to us in crisis, to get back on a path of a fulfilling life. But why we're here today is a huge part of that. So Jackie Fletcher, without further ado, Department of Children and Family Services, Cuyahoga County.
Oh my goodness. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. Oh, this is such a great turnout. I'm really excited. It's so nice to see so many of our friends and our partners coming out to promote the protection, safety, and well-being of our children and families in our community. You know, this conversation we're having today about resources is it's vitally important to extending all of our efforts to safeguard children and to support our families this summer and beyond. So at Children and Family Services, one of our primary goals is to prevent instances of abuse, neglect, and any other unsafe condition that put children at risk. But we are very proud of the many partnerships we have, as well as our longstanding partnerships with our neighborhood collaboratives, or collabs as we like to call them. These collaboratives we've contracted with, there are about 9 agencies, organizations operating 13 collabs across Cuyahoga County. And the neighborhood organizations provide a critical resource and support for families all year long, not just the summer, but all year long, helping to prevent involvement with our system whenever possible. They also work hand in hand with families that are already involved with our agency, providing services and support to stabilize the family and helping to return or maintain children safely at home. That's really important. So too often, DCFS see children and families coming to our attention due to reasons other than abuse or neglect. It may be due to a conflict between parents and teens or because of mental or behavioral health crises. In those instances, DCFS should be the last resort, as there are, as you'll see and hear, so many other services and programs are better suited to meeting the family and child's needs. And you all may see these resource cards in your chairs and around this space. We've developed some family resource, crisis resource cards to really help families connect with those resources and supports in a timely manner. There's a QR code on the card that you can go to a link and it'll take you straight to a website to help you download some of those resources. Listed, you'll also see some steps anyone can take in the midst of a conflict to de-escalate the situation and explore options to prevent a child welfare intervention. We want to prevent harm for any of our kids and we want to support our families. And so again, I'm so happy to see so many of our partners out here today talking about these resources that are accessible. Many of them are free to our families, and we're really, really excited to see safe summer for kids and families. And so with that, I really am proud to introduce our friend in this space, in this work that we do, Atune Vanessa Herring, the president and CEO of East End Neighborhood House.
Okay, how low can this go? Let's see. I'm only 4'11". I got heels on, so. Hello. You know, you need your glasses. So, hello, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome. Welcome to East End Neighborhood House, and welcome to our Mbutu Gathering Place. Just take that all in. The Mbutu Gathering Place, you guys are all sitting on the continent of Africa, if you don't know. So, this is our beautiful park that we installed last year. It was 12 years in the making from my predecessor, and when I became CEO 2 years ago, I said we are going to get this done. We're going to get it finished. And so welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to thank Cuyahoga County Executive Chris Ronayne. Thank you so much, and his team. To all the mayors as well, thank you. And all our directors and esteemed guests, thank you for coming out today. And basically, Jackie just took my speech. Just want you to know that. So I just want to say thank you to all. I want to give you just a little history of Mbutu if you don't know what it is. It is a South African philosophy of seeing each other in each other. So what it means is I am because you are. So we are here because we all are here for each other, right? We see each other in each other. And that's our philosophy at East End. That's how we work every day. That's how we live by. So it means I see you and we see each other. So again, we are all here to talk about the importance of summer activities for our children and our families, correct? So East End Neighborhood House will mark its 117th year as a settlement house on the east side of Cleveland. So we are one of 10 community collaboratives serving the city of Cleveland and all of Cuyahoga County. So our 10 collaboratives service the entire county of Cuyahoga. So while each of us offer many different programs and services, the activities that we do, we all share in one common goal, and that is for the safe and well-being of our children, our youth, and our families, and especially our seniors. Thank you, seniors, for coming out today. So we share in that common goal of the most vulnerable children out here, right? We serve at-risk youth. So our neighborhood collabs serve as a community voice, an advocate, resources on behalf of children and families and their well-being. We work collaboratively. That's why we're called the Neighborhood Collabs. We work collaboratively. So we're all different individual institutions. However, we rely on one another to do this work in the county. So the department, we work collaborative also with the Department of Children and Family Services and their staff to identify the best options to help ensure children's safety and permanency. Our collabs provide and connect families with a myriad of services, like I stated, including but not limited to, and I'm going to bullet point them for you so you understand what we all do. So assistance with basic needs, that's a given. We help families with that. Early learning, childcare, youth programs before and after school, programs that include summer camps. That's what we're talking about today. How do we help the children during the summer? Parenting classes, counseling services, substance and abuse services, housing assistance and referrals, employment assistance, education for children and families, and health and wellness programs. So that is just a small list of the many programs that we offer for all of the children within the Cuyahoga County. So for more than 40 years, the neighborhood collaboratives have been a resource for families and the community. And if you look to my left, here we have two posters that have the 10 collaboratives that we collaboratively work with within the county: Catholic Charities, CMHA, East End Neighborhood House, the Centers, Westside Community House, Lakewood, the City of Lakewood, that's the Cove Community Center, Catholic Charities again, to Fatima and St. Martin de Porres, I'm sorry, the Harvard Community Service Center, Murtis Taylor, and University Settlement. So we all collectively are part of the neighborhood collaboratives. And the bullet point of all of the services that we provide, again, it's just a small sample of what we do, but if you reach out to each of us, we can all help and work with the children in the county. Youth development and education, family support and development, senior development services, and health and wellness. So again, we are here today to serve and provide services for the children in Cuyahoga County. And I do want to thank you guys for coming out today. And for more information, just go to one of the websites. If wherever you're located in the county, there's a neighborhood collab near you. And so again, thank you guys for coming out. I really appreciate it. We are going to be expanding our Mbutu Gathering Place all the way to our building that's behind me. So it's going to be more. This is going to be a 3 and 4 phase moving forward. So we welcome you all to come out again. So thank you for coming to East End and Mbutu. Thank you.
Thank you, Atune, and thanks for hosting us today here at the Mbutu Gathering Place. And I just want to ask in the crowd, how many of you are a part of the collabs, either as attendees, yes, and leaders? Thank you. Thank you for your leadership. We can't do this without you. The county is a government agency, but it happens at a neighborhood level. And so the settlement houses and the neighborhood collabs is really where the face-to-face interaction happens. Again, our nonprofits and the public-private nonprofit partnership. And with that, it's my pleasure to introduce the leader of an organization called Starting Point. You know, child care is a top concern. We start at an early age on children's wellness and children's safety. Starting Point supports families and younger children during the summer to prevent neglect cases and what parents can do if the wind comes and goes, if they desperately need child care. What programs are available for families, what they can do now to prepare for the next school year. It starts in the summer, onboarding for the next year. And Mayor Bibb and I are locked in together on providing top quality child care as an onboarding effort to help kids get on the right path. And nobody does it better than Nancy Mendez of Starting Point. Nancy.
Good morning, everyone. Last week, a woman came to Starting Point because she had just lost her 26-year-old daughter to tragedy, who had left behind a 4-year-old and 8-year-old. She was worried because she was working and needed to support these two young, precious children, but she also wanted the best for them. And she knew summer was coming, and not only did she want to find quality childcare for the 4-year-old, she also wanted to make sure that the 8-year-old had to be able to be in a great environment where it was enriching, it was educational, and it would set up both children, both boys, for success in education and in life. So she came to Starting Point so that she could find resources both for childcare and for quality out-of-school time. Now, I do want to mention that both Cuyahoga County, Invest in Children, and Children First Council, and the city are huge partners in our efforts to provide quality childcare and quality out-of-school time for our community. So thank you for that. What Starting Point does is works with parents to connect them to these opportunities. Many times they're free or we have scholarships available. Again, thank you to our local government partners. So give us a call at 216-575-0061, and you could speak to our navigators that'll walk you through the whole process and even figure out whether or not you are eligible for vouchers, scholarships, or any other help. You could also come to our website at starting-point.org. That's starting-point.org. If you are in need of childcare or out-of-school time opportunities this summer, please reach out to Starting Point, and we will help connect your children to enriching educational experience. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nancy. Again, this frontline partnership of our partners in the community, we can't do it without you. I know Mayor Blackwell and Mayor George feel the same. Our nonprofits matter. So thank you for being who you are and giving us more information about safe communities. And we have another partner with us today, Director of Crisis Services at Frontline Services, Rick Oliver, to talk about responses for families and kids who have behavioral mental health issues they're conflicted with. Rick.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. So Frontline Service is funded by the Adams Board, Alcohol, Drug Addiction, Mental Health Services Board of Cuyahoga County, and we provide a crisis hotline, a local crisis hotline. It's been around for about 25 years. 623-6888 is a number to call, but we also are taking calls through 988. As you know, hopefully many of you know, the national push to move away from 911 when there's a behavioral health crisis, call 988, and let's get out some behavioral health trained clinicians to take a try at helping resolve that crisis situation before involving law enforcement. So we have trained clinicians on our hotline who answer both those incoming calls for kids and adults who are having any kind of behavioral health crisis. We get about 120 calls a day from this local area. Most of the time, this is a phone-only service, but we have the ability to send licensed clinicians out to do assessments to help figure out what's happening and what resources we can connect people to. So again, 988 and the 623-6888 number ring to the same location in Cuyahoga County, and we have people at Frontline who can take those calls and talk through the situation, and if needed, we can send clinicians out to do assessments. So I just want to talk about that resource. I think it's a very valuable resource. I think, and anyone can call at any time. The person themselves, significant other, neighbor, teacher, anyone can reach out to us, and we will talk through the situation and try and offer whatever services are appropriate. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Rick. I also want to acknowledge part of our county team out here today. I see a lot of you, but Robin Martin of the Family and Children First Council, just raise your hand if you're out there. Hello, Robin. Nice to see you. And Shauna Rohrman of the Invest in Children program. Right. Thank you, Shauna, for all you do. We're working with both Robin and Shauna on a program for universal pre-K. We think Cuyahoga County is actually one of the leaders nationally in universal pre-K. So you can see we're focused on starting early and working all the way through, as Sonia Pryor-Jones mentioned, to young men and women who are adult young men and women. We want to work all the way through the ages. And we want to make sure we move families from, if they're in trauma and crisis, into passive wellness. That's the work of the United Way of Greater Cleveland. I know that my partner, Sharon Sobel-Jordan, is going to talk a little bit about 211 and the 24/7 information that's here for you. the point of today is, and we thank the media partners for being here today, is to get on the radar of every citizen what's available intergenerationally to families to keep kids safe in their communities. So without further ado, Sharon Sobel-Jordan, President and CEO of United Way of Greater Cleveland. Thank you, Sharon.
Okay, I think I'm last. So I am very excited to talk to you about two resources that are available. Rick just mentioned 988. If you don't remember anything else from today, remember 211. You can call 211 anytime. Anyone can call. Like he said, you can call for yourself, for a friend, for a family member. We will answer the phone anytime you call, 24/7, every day of the year. And all you have to do is dial 211. It's free, it's confidential, and we're there for you. Each year we connect 120,000 callers to resources in this community. These are people and families that typically need healthy food options. They're looking to save money on their utility bills or prescription medicines, housing assistance, job training, employment services, just to name a few. In fact, our community data resource bank, which involves many of the things you've heard here today, probably all of them, has 16,000 unique resources and programs that are available right here for all of us. These are provided by community service agencies, healthcare providers, and government agencies. And I just want to thank everybody. I see a lot of our partners here, and it means so much to be able to work with you. Parents and caregivers of children under the age of 18 can call 211 to be connected to a trained specialist familiar with a variety of summer resources. Just going to name a few here. We have access to summer food programs, to information on pools and activities at recreation centers, family literacy programs, child and adult daycare, public computer access in libraries, cooling centers when the excessive heat happens in the summer, as we all know it does. Assistance with your electric bills, assistance finding school supplies, and finally, customized support for veterans and their families. Another way to access 211, which is new for us and we're very excited about it, is the Food Bank's Community Resource Center on Waterloo Road. We are there. We have actually a live navigator there that you can just walk in anytime and talk to. You also can call and access that person. So please remember 211. The other one that I wanted to mention to you is Family Space. We are really excited about Family Space. This is being provided by our United Way with Cuyahoga County's Invest in Children, Cuyahoga County Public Library, Cleveland Public Libraries, and a wonderful organization called Family Connections. Family Space is a neighborhood-based hub designed to do two things. First, to provide children under 5 with safe, fun spaces to learn and play. And second, to provide their parents and caregivers access to helpful community resources, again, with an on-site trained professional staff person. At Family Space, if you walk in, what you'll see is toys that help toddlers learn, story times that's stimulating their imaginations, interactive activities that promote creative expression, and most of all, communities that are coming together. You can find Family Space locations at the Cuyahoga County's Garfield Heights and South Euclid-Lyndhurst Libraries and Cleveland Public Libraries in Carnegie West and Huff. Also, there are weekly Family Space sessions at these participating libraries, which you can see on their websites or at the libraries throughout the summer. So as you have heard, Greater Cleveland is filled with wonderful programs and resources for families. County Executive, I want to thank you for the opportunity to talk about two of my favorites, 211 and Family Space. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sharon Sobel-Jordan. Thank you all for being here today. I want to, again, thank Atune Vanessa Heron for providing this great space, the Ubuntu gathering place. This is what it's all about, giving our families places to congregate, to enjoy their community in the summer months. Summers can be tricky in families. Summers can be tricky with kids. Today's point was to get out the word of what's happening in communities and resources. I want to thank the mayors that are here today, Mayor Blackwell that's with us today, and Mayor George from the cities of Maple Heights and Lakewood. And thank all of you in the nonprofit network that are here with us. I'll just tell you a quick story about a visit I made to Murtis Taylor. Lavelle Custer's out here today, the leader of Murtis Taylor, and just one of the many collabs that are working here in the city of Cleveland. What I saw about a year ago walking with you through your facility were Engaged kids all the way through engaged seniors. Engaged intergenerationally. Classrooms for kids. Cooking classes for seniors. Yoga and Zumba for all. That's the kind of activities that we want to provide, and we can provide, and we have through the legacy of nonprofit development in this community, working with our mayors and also what they do with their recreation programs in their communities. We're trying to make a difference for what's most important, and that's the safety of our kids, the safety of their families, and to have a safe Cuyahoga County summer. That's why we've been here today. Again, thanks to our media partners who are here, to our representatives for the work they do. Let's give them a round of applause. And just like we started, let's give a round of applause back to our community partners. Thank you. We'll take questions offline over here with media partners who have them, and we want to thank you and have a healthy, safe Cuyahoga summer. Thank you, everybody.